Welcome back. I'm Heather, SNS's Director of Media and Marketing. I wanted to invite you to ride along with us on one of the most unique hunts in the West, a horseback hunt in pursuit of trophy antelope. If you've been enjoying our videos, please be sure you've subscribed to the channel and feel free to give us a thumbs up or comment in the section below on some of your favorites so we know just what content to bring you more of. And now, without further ado, I give you Horseback Antelope Hunting with SNS Outfitter Guides. This may be the most unique antelope hunt offered in the West, pronghorn antelope hunting from horseback. We've settled in a camp, met the crew, zeroed on the rifle, and even enjoyed some scouting from the front porch. After a good night's rest, it's time to roll out. On this day, we join SNS client Lee and professional hunting guide David Dandridge. It's one of those picture-perfect Wyoming days with wildlife viewing at its finest. In addition to seeing several herds of antelope and big bucks, we rode horseback alongside elk, mule deer, badgers, eagles and sage grouse, coyotes, and even a pair of camera-shy bobcats. Wildlife watching really hit an unusual high when these three curious antelope came trotting right towards us. He wasn't a shooter, but what a cool experience just the same. The horses made it possible to cover that much ground and to see so many animals up close because they weren't spooked by noisy vehicles. It's October 1st and the antelope rut is in full swing. This buck has collected a large harem of females. He will run himself ragged trying to keep his does in line. Day one ended with Lee having seen numerous antelope bucks. It's exciting to have options and to make a plan of which buck to take a second look at tomorrow. Back at camp, it's time for a hot meal with the rest of the crew. After spending the day under sunny skies and in fresh Wyoming air, we were ready for a good night's rest. Refreshed, fed, saddled up, we were back at it for day number 2. We spent the morning glassing hillsides and judging several bucks when Lee decided upon an antelope he had seen just before dark the night before. With horses tied back, Lee and David began the stalk to get within range. An experienced guide like David has the patience to take the time to set up for a clean, ethical shot. What a buck! Truly a fine trophy and just what Lee was looking for.
Yeah, we saw him last night actually, and it was getting dark, and we saw him from the road, so he was feeding up toward the top of this ridge, and we saw him this morning as he was feeding over the top, and so we wanted to see the rest of the east side of the ranch, and then come back as we knew where he was. So we came back over this afternoon, him being the best one on the menu for the day, and we hunted him up. And David, being as sharp-eyed as he is, spotted him as we came over this little rise here, and we backed off a little bit with our horses and made a strategic plan of attack. Put the crosshairs right in the center mass of the part of the chest, and lo and behold, it actually hit there. This is certainly a gift, and I'm very appreciative of it.
And to get plenty of cape, we'll go clear back to almost his back flanks. The big mistake what a lot of people do is they go on the inside of this leg and then V it to the brisket. Well, that cuts the armpits out, and a lot of times you don't have enough armpit. So you come up straight back of the leg, right up to the top of the armpit, and then straight back. And back here, you go just do a complete circle, clear around them. Mounting him of some sort is, whether it's a horn plaque, a European, which is just a bleached out skull, or an actual shoulder mount with the hair on. Any of those ways are extremely well way to honor the animal. And what we have here is the front shoulder, and we have the hind quarter. This right here is the scrotum, just because in Wyoming we have to leave proof of sex. So we leave the scrotum on attached, and it is attached to one hind quarter. There's the tenderloin, which is the area inside the spine, on the stomach side of the spine. This and this is what people are called the sweet meat. It is the best meat of pretty much any animal. And then the second best meat is this back strap. That makes lots of chops. Super good. And again, another front shoulder, hind quarter, and then the other back strap. So now we'll put them in individual bags for our horse track back to camp. The purpose for these bags is more so just to keep the meat clean, especially in transit back to camp.
Riding a good horse back to camp after a successful hunt is a feeling that has to be experienced to really be appreciated. It's truly satisfying. The final step to cap off our hunting adventure is to hang the antelope quarters. Our on-site meat house ensures that the meat and cape properly cool.
My name's John. I'm the owner and operator of Pat's Meat. SNS came to us about 12 years ago and asked if we could help them out, and it's been an ongoing business ever since. The client drops off their meat, they're given a number. Their number's brought up to the office and stapled to their paperwork, and then the other portion is attached to the carcass. Then take them back to the washroom, washed, and taken into the cooler, and then age it for about 2 to 3 days, preferably. And then we'll cut it to customer specifications and grind and wrap. Everything's vacuum packed. You're 100% guaranteed your own meat.
Yeah, my wife is a gourmet cook, and one of my favorite recipes for antelope is Antelope Marsala. Well, this is my wife's, one of her resources, and of course, it's funny how the page just automatically opens up to the Antelope Marsala, which is, that's one of my favorite ones. And of course, the ground parts of this can be used for any dish, lasagna, anything that requires ground meat. Antelope is similar to veal. It's a tender meat, and it must be treated properly and not overcooked, because it will toughen it up quite a bit if it's overcooked. So, and it's found its way into game pies and many other dishes too besides that. But it's a wonderful meat, and we treasure antelope meat.
As you can see, horseback antelope hunting can be an awfully rewarding experience. If you have further questions about getting booked with SNS Outfitter and Guides, please be sure you visit our website at huntwyo.com or give us a call. We're always happy to answer your questions and help you get lined up for your own opportunity to hunt big game in Wyoming and Montana. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you right back here next time.